and welcome to Clever TV. I'm Dana Ward with Jocelyn Davis in the studio. Now, in this episode of Who'd You Rather, we're deciding who'd be the better Twilight date, the vampire or the werewolf, Edward or Jacob. We're going to start off with the oh-so-superficial, who's better looking? Jocelyn, tell us.
Dana, I mean, is there really any question here? Seriously, of course, it's Edward. Bella herself described him as impossibly beautiful, and I could not agree more. I mean, he's basically a Greek god. He's got skin like marble, bronze hair, golden eyes, a muscular frame, and then there is his face. I mean, could it be any more perfect? Now, I know we've made fun of Robert Pattinson's hair before. I mean, we've done it here on the show. But I love how he's got that whole messy, yet still put together thing down to a T. Jacob's good looking, but how do you even compare with an Adonis? It's Edward all the way on this one.
Okay, with my pick, all I have to say is tall, dark, and handsome. It's a saying for a reason, people. That is obviously Jacob. On top of that, he's toned, tan, and muscular. A girl of any height plus heels could easily fit next to this 6'7" frame guy.
Oh, 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7". Wow. So next we're going to move on to what really counts, the personality. I'd have to say that as odd and as much of an outsider as Edward is, he's way more part of the in crowd than Jacob. I mean, Edward is at least attending the local public school while Jacob is stuck on the reservation. Edward plays baseball and he even takes Bella to prom. How cute is that?
Very.
He's obviously a good sport and really tries to make Bella feel loved and cared for. And he's described as being protective, charming, polite, and bonus, romantic. Since he doesn't need to sleep, he can get a lot more done than the average human. I mean, what do you think about these guys and their personalities, Jocelyn?
Well, I love the fact that he can't sleep. I mean, I think I could get a lot done if I didn't have to sleep. But on this point, I think Edward's personality is just so predictable. It's not really boring, it's just not surprising. So that's why, in this case, I've got to say Jacob. I mean, he's kind of the bad boy, which we know so many girls love. But what I love most about his personality is that he's not perfect. He really struggles throughout the Twilight saga, and in the end, we see that he really does want to do the right thing. We see him go from shy to sullen, and he's even temperamental sometimes. His personality just has so many layers to it, and that's why I really think he's a great character.
So if you want an onion, go with him,
That's right!
Okay, so if you had to pick Edward or Jacob?
Oh, it's so tough, but since I guess I can't have both, I'm gonna have to say Edward. I don't know if it's the fact that he's the perfect boyfriend or the fact that he's incredibly good looking, but it's impossible not to love him. I don't know. What do you think, Dana?
Well, I'm gonna go and agree with you. Today, based on what we've discussed, it's Edward, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he hails from my hometown of Chicago. Love it. And I'm really impressed that he took on the really difficult task of vegetarianism. I mean, we can't forget it. I think he's unstoppable. The mind-reading thing might seem a little annoying at first, but after a while, you've got to realize that he can actually read your mind regarding when he needs to clean, cook, dress differently, and even change his hairstyle. Wow. It takes the pressure off of you having to straight out tell him what to do. Plus, you gotta feel kind of sad for Edward because he's the only Cullen without a mate. And should you decide that you want to live forever, Edward is the guy to make it happen. And of course, we want to know who you guys pick. Who would you rather date? Who would make a better boyfriend? Leave us a comment below.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in to yet another episode of Clever TV. I'm Jocelyn Davis in the studio with Dana Ward, and we'll see you next time.